Coming up this week on Two Ginger Gems.
Kate has a delivery from England arriving in Long Beach.
We have an absolutely fabulous classic TV series to talk about.
I give my thoughts on the Oscars move-in locations.
And there's a little surprise from one of the Ginger Gems. Enjoy!
From beautiful Hollywood, California, welcome to Ginger Gems with Kate and James.
Hello, darling.
Hello, darling.
How are you today? You good?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
I feel like I haven't seen you forever.
I know.
It's
It's been
because we've been seeing each other quite a lot.
I know. It's been 2 days since I saw you.
I know.
How has your week been?
Oh my God. I
God,
just
I
tell
know exactly
you know
how
what's
your
coming
week's been,
anyway,
yeah.
babe. I have had one of the best weeks of my life because when I was very, very young, I saw in England a Nissan Figaro car.
Was it in black and white?
It was green and it was in real life. I'm just going to ignore you. It was green and it was in real life. And I said to my friends, I'm going to own one of those cars. We went down to Santa Ana,
near Long
Beach, to have a look at my brand new car,
which is
the Nissan Figaro, the car I have wanted since 1991 when it was made or birthed.
So for those who don't know what a Nissan Figaro, because I didn't know until it, what's a Nissan Figaro?
Nissan Figaro is a car that was made in Japan in 1991.
Right.
And it was made for a competition that Nissan were doing.
Yeah.
And you had to draw a car. And then whichever, car was picked, they manufactured 20,000 of them.
Okay.
The car was won by a fashion designer who designed the car. And he said, I don't know anything about cars, but I know everything about fashion. And this is the car that I would dream of having. And it was born on the 14th of February, 1991. Valentine's Day. It's the cutest little car you have ever seen in your life. And when I first saw one in England, I said, one day that will be my car. That is my dream car. And then I came to America, and of course they weren't even allowed to come here until 2016, till it became a 25 years old or whatever classic car. But it took forever to find one.
You bought it in England.
Yes.
From here, you bought it.
Yeah.
They put it on a boat.
At the Figaro shop.
Put it on a boat.
From
took
the
a little
Figaro
bit
shop.
of a chug through the Panama Canal, and it arrived.
Came through the Panama Canal.
And it on a boat,
I
and it
followed
arrived
it on
in.
the
And it arrived
charts.
in Long Beach, and we, because we're smart, decided to drive down there on a Friday afternoon to go and have a look at it because it just got off the boat.
Yes. Basically, stupid idea, because we were in the car for about 5 hours
Exactly,
around, weren't we,
yeah.
babe? Wonder we didn't kill each other.
I know.
We even took Goldie with us.
Took the dog, crammed into a little two-seater car and sitting on a freeway, parked
for most of it.
5 hours
Yeah.
to go down and see this car. Go in the warehouse,
Yes.
and there it is,
Yeah.
your little car.
How beautiful was she?
Beautiful.
Babe?
When they made them in 4 colours, right?
Yeah. They basically made them in the 4 colours of the season. So they made grey for winter, lapis grey. They made the green one, which I've got, emerald they call it, which is for fall. Spring, sorry. Summer is the blue one, which they call aqua blue. And then fall is topaz, which is kind of a browny cream colour.
Okay.
Which is, I wanted that for a long time actually, and then I flipped.
But you went with the spring one, you got the green one.
Emerald.
And it just got here, and we went to look at it, and it was beautiful. We should post a picture of it.
She was stunning. I will post a picture of it, babe. I'll put the link.
The cutest little car. It looks like, to me, it looks like a really old, like 50s car. I told you that it made me think of like Audrey Hepburn, that kind of like era, but it's not. It's from the 90s.
Do you know what I saw this week as well, babe? I saw last week I spoke about Chanel, Matthew Blasey or Blazer. I don't know how you say his name properly. And I saw their campaign with Margot Robbie, and it's in Paris.
Right.
And she's there's hundreds of her, and it's to Kylie Minogue, and I think Kylie's there as well.
Right.
And there was this green car outside, and for a second, when they went past, I thought it was a Figaro. And I was like, what? Ooh. Chanel campaign with a Figaro. But it wasn't. But all I'm saying that for, babe, is that's the possibilities.
Right.
My car's called Delilah. So that's
why?
Why? Because she's my Delilah.
Fair enough.
And she could be in a freaking Chanel. She could be in a Gucci advert or something.
She wasn't. But she could.
She could be Babe, and that's what I'm saying. So I'm putting that out there to the universe. Anybody listening who would like,
anyone at Chanel,
put the link below. Anybody at Gucci or Valentino, because I love
probably most of
Alexandra Michelle. I'd love
listeners
to
are
work
from
with him.
Gucci.
Huh?
I bet a lot of our listeners are from Gucci.
I bet they are, Babe.
Yeah. Did you see that the Oscars are moving? We had the Oscars thing 2 weeks ago.
I did hear about it.
And now the Oscars are moving. One, there was the talk about this. This came out this week. That
Where were they done? Where were they done originally? Now, where were this year?
For one, it's been on ABC for like forever, and now it's moving to YouTube. So that's a big deal. That in 2029 it moves to YouTube, and they've announced this week that the Oscars used to move around a bit, and it was at the Forum, it was at the Dorothy Chandler, it was at the Shrine, it was all over the place. And then for the last 20-something years, it's been at what was the Kodak Theatre at Hollywood and Highland, which is now the Dolby Theatre.
Where we used to do AGT.
Where we used to do the Idol finale.
Yeah.
So it's been there for the last 25 years, and the whole point of the Hollywood and Highland complex being built in like 99, 2000, the whole point of it being built was to bring the Oscars back to Hollywood. And they built that theatre purely for the Oscars. And now, I guess that they've decided that they're going to move it to the Peacock, which used to be the Microsoft, which before that was the Nokia, which is the big theatre next door to the Staples, where they have the Emmys, where they do a load of stuff. We did the Idol finale there as well for years. After, same as like in the Idol finale, they used to have it at the Kodak, and then they needed more seats, so they moved it to the Nokia. Well, now the Oscars is at the Kodak, which is now the Dolby, moving to the Nokia, which is now the Peacock. So they're moving it purely because I guess YouTube are doing it because they want more seats. It's got a lot more seats than the thing. And my kind of
it's just a money thing, really.
It's a money thing, really. And my frustration with this is that the theatre at the Dolby Theatre was built for the Oscars. Back in the day when they were building the Hollywood and Highland, I used to work for a guy called Roy, and Roy designed the sets for the Oscars, and he did it for years and years and years, and he was like their main designer. And he was brought in to meet with the committee who were building Hollywood and Highland, and they were saying, we're building Hollywood and Highland, we need your advice as the designer of the Oscars to tell us what the Oscars needs in a theatre. And he went into these things and he said, it needs this, it needs wing space on the left, it needs wing space on the right, it needs all this stuff, it needs an entrance, it needs a loading dock and all this sort of stuff. And they said, oh, thank you very much. And then he goes in 2 months later and they said, here's the drawings. And he said, well, where's all the things I asked for? And they said, oh, well, if we lose this wing space, we can build an extra retail outlet on here. And if we lose this loading space, we can build another shop here. And he says, so you are, affecting the theatre just to add more retail space to make your shopping mall bigger. And he says, well, that's what's priority. And he goes, well, if that's your priority, then you don't need me. And he quit, he walked off.
Wow.
So ultimately, they built the theatre and wedged it in amongst all this thing of, oh, we can put another, Starbucks in or another whatever. And so the theatre suffered because they kind of squeezed it in. And here we are now, 20 years later, that they've said, well, the theatre's not big enough. There's always been a problem I don't know if you ever, well, you wouldn't have, but loading in a set at the Dolby, which was the Kodak, was always a problem because there's no wings on one side.
Yeah, we always had a problem when they had to do, because on AGT, but we have to load and unload during commercials, and there was never anywhere to.
Well, that's it. And in any theatre space, you need things on both sides, so you can kind of push something on one and then off the next side. And they were saying on the Oscars, there was massive big pieces of scenery, and this is what this guy Roy was saying to him. You have massive pieces of scenery that need somewhere to store. You've got to be able to get on and get off, but then be able to bring the next piece on. And he says, you've taken away 50% of our storage space. And he says, yeah, because we've added 2 more retail spaces. And he says, so literally back then it was clear that the Oscars theatre was not the priority. The priority was the little shops that make the money throughout the year. And now, because of that, and I mean, I'm sure there's other reasons as well, because they squeezed in this theatre, which it's not the biggest theatre, the Dolby, it kind of feels big, but it's not as big as the one in downtown. So now they're moving. So the whole draw of Hollywood and Highland, which at the end of the day is just a shopping mall with a theatre in it, the whole draw to all the tourists is this is where they have the Oscars. Well, now it isn't.
Yeah.
And so it's like it took them a while to kind of get there, but I think that they that whole Hollywood and Highland complex was a mess. They really did it wrong. I think they really did it wrong. And now they're not going to have anything there other than, oh, this is where they used to have the Oscars, and they used to have America's Got Talent, and they used to have American Idol, but nobody's there anymore.
No.
They tried that big, do you remember they did the thing called Iris, I think it was, but it was a Cirque du Soleil thing that went in. Lasted about a year, if that. Load of money. They kind of tore up the whole thing, dug down, put lifts in, dead. Nobody went. And it's like, you know, if your whole draw to Hollywood Boulevard is this is where they have the Oscars, and now you don't have that, it's just, you know, what is it now? Some guy in a dirty Spider-Man costume.
Yeah. And you got the Chinese theatre near there. They could have
Chinese
done something
theatre's
really
there. If they'd have kind of
lovely
really
along
built
there.
on that,
They could
but
have
like,
really
you know, but
had
it's just
that
that's
area
almost kind of like
lovely.
forgotten. It's like, you know, the main draw is the complex on the corner, and up the road is the Chinese theatre. They should have really kind of, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And now they, you know, I don't know how long that theatre's going to last for, because there's very rarely.
They never had.
They don't have that much there.
Yeah, they used to have stuff there that I used to go and see. You know,
Yeah.
they really haven't had anything there for ages.
The big thing is,
and
this is where we have the
AGT
Oscars.
isn't there anymore.
Close
We're
down
now
the
in
boulevard, we have the
Pasadena.
Oscars live from Hollywood. Well, now the Oscars
Yeah.
is no longer going to be in
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Crazy,
Anyway,
babe.
what else?
We went to the No Kings rally.
Oh, you did?
Was that yesterday? Yeah,
Yes.
no,
Yep.
yesterday, Saturday. And we're recording this on Sunday. Yeah, went there. That was, good turnout this year. 1 million more, apparently, in over 3,000 cities in America.
So
And
3,100
it was
cities, it said on those.
88 million turned up. 7 million turned up in the fall. So that's 1 million more. I mean, I don't know anything more to say about that other than, you know, just
Good,
gotta
but not
keep
good enough.
doing it. Yeah, good. Yeah, that could go on up. It's a shame. We should be like 100 million should be on the streets, but there you go. Yeah.
And then in the news this week, there's this thing about going to the moon.
Yes.
You seen
On
that?
April the 1st.
Yeah, now that's
So
a
I'm
bit of
thinking
a,
that's dodgy.
yeah, that's a bit of a silly.
Why
Considering
would-
there's all the skeptics
Yes.
going back to Dance with the Stars, as they always do. We had
Yes.
Buzz Aldrin
Buzz
on, and
Aldrin.
he has been like this big proponent because
6%.
apparently he gets really, really pissed off when people say that they didn't go.
He hit
So
someone, didn't he?
He hit someone, yeah, someone. He says he gets it a lot. The whole thing about that the moon landing was faked, but then it's like, so now we're finally going to go back to the moon. We're not even going to the moon. I mean, we're not. I mean,
Going round it.
going around it. But they're going this whole big, the first moon, whatever excursion. And they're going on April 1st. It's like,
Come on. That's dodgy.
really, you pick that day?
Yes.
People are going to be like, yep, yeah, we're not buying it.
Yeah, they're doing it on
CGI,
purpose. They say-
AI.
Yes, AI, yes. Well, do you
What a
remember the
silly
other
day to do it. Like,
Who
pick
went up-
any other day.
Who went up there the other day? Remember the women went up? Katy Perry.
Yeah.
and
Well, they
that.
just went into space and
They
back
went
in.
into space and came back down.
Yeah,
What
like Bill
was that?
Shatner.
What was the? Seriously, that was the, and it was just so hyped and so dreadful. They came down and were like, oh, we're back on the ground, and it was like you went up and down. Was it 8 minutes or something?
Well, yeah, but they went into
Ridiculous.
space, and you go up and you get to the point where you can look down and see the Earth. So it's probably pretty. I mean,
No,
William
for them,
Shatner-
but
yeah.
the whole thing of, oh look, we've sent 8. Was that 8 women, 5 women,
I don't know.
9 women? Anyway, just sent
Katy
women
Perry,
up.
and
Kate, that's all I
others.
remember. Katy
Yeah.
Perry. Katy Perry.
William
And
Shatner
went
was up there.
He went another time
Yes,
though, didn't
William
he?
Shatner.
Is that a
Separately, he
separate
went.
time?
But he
It was a
didn't go with
separate
the
time
girls,
because all the
though.
women, it was all women that went on one. But
Yeah.
then prior to that, there was I went with a guy who kind of like coordinated that they pushed and pushed and pushed to get William Shatner because of
Well, Captain
Star
Kirk,
Trek.
babe.
But they got William Shatner, but I think he kind of. I won't say it backfired, but he went and at first he was just like, "Oh my God, it's incredible!" But then he got really depressed because he said it really saddened him when he
Yeah.
actually
They
looked at
every-
it and saw the
they
beauty
say
of it and
that.
realised just how like
Little we
messed
are,
we
small-
are.
and small we are. A
But
lot
how
of
much we
people
like
have
look at this
that.
beautiful world that I'm seeing from space, and now I'm back on it, and we're
And
back
we're
in
a
in all the
mess.
chaos.
Well,
But,
back to the No Kings rally, babe.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. All the
bloody true.
traffic on the way to Long Beach. It's
Do you
just
know,
a
the
mess.
traffic-
Too many people.
All
Too
right.
many people.
Let's
Yes.
talk about some TV.
Oh, TV.
Right. So I will, and I know you're going to tell me that you've seen the whole thing now, but I tried to watch Love Story again, and
Again,
I'm
I
like,
love how you keep trying though,
Like,
babe.
no,
I
I'm
give you
trying
10
because
out
I
of
feel like I
10
need
for,
to kind of talk to you about it.
know.
But I'm like now in the 3rd episode. It's really I find it's an effort to. I'm quite interested. I was always very interested in the Kennedy story, and yeah,
like
I
fairy
just
tale,
find
Twisted fairy
I
tale.
find it hard to kind of. You know, I get halfway through an episode and I'm looking to see how long the episode's got left because I'm just like, okay, we'll get another one out of the way. So it's a bit of a chore. But go on, you watched it and
Yeah,
you've seen
well,
the whole
no, we
thing now.
lost. The last episode was this week, so we watched that, and obviously when they have the plane crash, and it was really,
Spoilers.
It was really sorry to anybody who doesn't know. Yeah, it was really sad. It was
Well, it would be.
really, really sad, but it was a lot sadder, and I never really before then thought about, which is dreadful of me, but I never thought about her mother who lost her 2
Both
daughters.
of them, weren't there?
Yeah.
Sister was in there, wasn't
yeah. She lost both her daughters in there. And what's the actress's name, babe? Constance, she was in Entourage.
Zimmer.
Constance
Zimmer.
Zimmer. wow, what a performance she gives. I mean, my God, it's amazing, amazing. She should be up for something for that, the performance she gives in the last episode. And also in the wedding, when she gets up and says a speech at the wedding.
Yeah, but that last episode, that one
last
scene at the
episode,
table was...
It was she was amazing. I was like, oh my God. I was crying. I mean, it really is tough. It's a tough episode to watch, I have to say. And how they do it is quite clever. How they show the
Okay.
thing.
I mean, I'll probably get there,
clever.
but so far they've all been tough episodes to watch.
But do you know what? I have to say that Love or Like this series, just bringing back Carolyn Bissett, who everybody sort of knew, has now brought it to her to a new audience, and through her fashion, which was what she was known for in the 90s as well, starting with Calvin Klein, but the way she dressed has come back like this. I mean, that show has brought back the 90s
It's hugely
fashion.
successful, isn't it? That's why I can't get in. I'm surprised I can't get
Hugely
into it.
successful, but the fashion is what has really gone through the roof. With Sarah Pigeon, who plays her, she's now a fashion icon in her own right, having done all the fashion month this season. But seriously, I mean, my God, her fashion is everywhere now. She's been risen she always was a fashion icon anyway, but now she's been double down, and to a whole new audience as well.
Right.
So yeah, so well done, Brian Murphy, on that, to be honest. And like I said, that last, yeah.
Classic
episode.
TV.
Yes.
Let's go a little lighter.
Yes,
we've been
very light. Let's go very
light. Absolutely fabulous.
Absolutely bloody fabulous.
I remember when so Absolutely Fabulous, I'm sure you've heard of it. If you haven't heard of it, sitcom that started also in 91 or 92, I think 92.
Yeah, early 90s.
Jennifer Saunders, John Lumley, started in England, and it's been around and it's iconic now. And they did something like 6 series and a movie, and it's iconic.
They did one movie or more
They
than
did one
one
movie, and then they said that they were done. They wouldn't do any more.
God, I wish they'd do another
Oh my
one.
God. Oh my God.
It's the best.
I remember because Joanna Lumley was gorgeous, and she was in all these things. She was in the New Avengers.
Purdy. Everybody wanted her hair cut.
Exactly.
I don't know why, because it was
it looked like a bowl,
if you put a
didn't it?
bowl on your head and cut round it, that's what it was like.
Early Judi Dench, wasn't it?
The 70s, yes.
And
Everybody
it was
wanted this awful haircut.
awful.
The Purdy.
But she was around forever, and she was quite like the kind of like nation sweetheart. She was always like very proper and very well spoken and all very thing. Then she did Patsy and Ab Fab, and it was
whole
horrifying.
image.
We were all like, couldn't believe that she was this woman who had always been so like immaculate and poised
and very
poised,
sexy. She was
very
always
sexy.
like,
She was suddenly in Ab Fab as this
not
drunken,
that Patsy
coke
isn't sexy,
snorting.
babe,
No, but
she's
this drunken,
fabulous in her
coke
own
snorting,
way.
vulgar, like offensive, kind of like.
Yeah.
Oh my God, fantastic
Fantastic.
character. She's
Yeah.
the best character in the whole show. I mean, Ed is fantastic, but she's the best character in the whole show. I love that show.
Yeah.
I could
It's
watch it.
one of my
I could
favourites.
watch it again and again and again, and I do.
Yeah.
Fantastic
I do.
show.
If it's ever on, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
If I'm on a plane
So
and they
good.
have it, I watch it. Because, you'd be in New York, you only have to have
Apparently she wrote it, like Jennifer Saunders wrote the whole thing, who plays Eddie. She wrote the whole thing, but she sometimes didn't write it until like the day of. She kind of like knew roughly where it was going, and then she'd just kind of go in and wing it on the day. And apparently she's got a mate who is actually in the EastEnders now, but she's got this mate called Harriet Thorpe who's sometimes
she's
in
in
it.
it. She was in it as one of
and
the
she says that she was like her Patsy in
magazine
real
people.
life. And they would say that like, the BBC would call and say, look, we're shooting on Friday. You need the script. And then Harriet would be like, darling, they can't do it without you. Just take it. You go if you want to go to lunch, go to lunch. And she was like a bad influence, like her ultimate bad influence, who was just saying, like, oh, don't worry about it. They can't do it without you. You just kind of like relax. And so it was always last minute. But then she'd come out and nail it.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff, it's just so funny. I love it. But tell us about your
When Joanna Lumley went in for the audition with Jennifer Saunders to play Patsy, Jennifer Saunders didn't really want her. So she came in and Joanna Lumley said, I came in, she wasn't even friendly. She said, I sat down and she was like, like that. And she said she gave me no idea what I'm supposed to do. She gave me no direction whatsoever, just the scene. So I didn't know anything about her, didn't know any background, nothing. She said, so I just started reading it and I just saw her. She was like, she kept doing that, and I thought, well, I'll just keep going. And like I saw them being interviewed about it, and Jennifer was just laughing. She was like, yeah, I was. I was. So they didn't say what turned it round, but obviously she
obviously did it and nailed it.
Nailed it. But she was like, yeah, I didn't really want to.
If you see the first episode, what Patsy's quite different, and she's a little less.
She's less
chaotic, and she's a little. She's together. She's more together than she is.
If you ever look back at the like at other sitcoms, when you go to the first one, like of Will and Grace, if you watch that, the first like few episodes, none of their characters are as formed as they are by halfway through, especially like Karen and Jack. Everyone is more sort of dulled down, and then they're allowed to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And she was just given free reign as Patsy, wasn't she? And she took it
and nailed it.
She took it and nailed it every scene.
There was something that Ruby Wax,
she was in it.
She was in it. She had a show called The Ruby Wax Show, and apparently we went to see it taped at BBC in England,
Who was on?
And Joanna Lumley was on. And they did a skit where they went to Joanna Lumley's house, and supposedly the story was they'd gone round and like they broke into her house, and they go in and Joanna Lumley's like on the bed, like hung over, pills everywhere, and it was this like big shocking thing because you'd never seen Joanna Lumley like that. And they said that's what they then saw that and was like, she could do like Patsy, and that's how she got brought in to do Patsy, and then she nailed it. But like, I
mean, you can't think of anybody else.
You couldn't. Well, it's the same with anything. Once you get used to it, you couldn't imagine.
But there's no one who could have done it the same as Joanna.
Because she'd still got that. Like she was still all the way through it, no matter how horrible. She's a horrible person.
Yes.
Patsy is.
But you loved her. I loved her.
She's still attractive, and she's still glamorous, and she's oh my God.
And you love her, you do. You love both of them. They're hideous characters.
Hideous people.
Awful people.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Fantastic. Going on.
Movies, babe.
I will tell. Just TV real quick.
Yeah.
Going back to this thing about the first episode that everyone changes. I'm going to bring back Dallas. In the first episode of Dallas was originally started. The original Dallas was that it was supposed to be like Romeo and Juliet, that it was Bobby and Pam, the couple that came in and married from each other's families, married from rival families like the Capulets and the Montagues and all this sort of shit. And JR was like nothing in the background. He was just like there. He was just the older brother. But because of the way he portrayed it, they suddenly put him forward, and it suddenly became. Linda Gray wasn't even on the credits on the first episode. She was just like wife, and so she played Sue Ellen, obviously. And then as they became bigger, this week it got announced, talking of Dallas, bringing this up, shoehorning this in. So there's a show on MeTV called Collector's Call.
Oh yes.
Oh yes, that one. And they just announced that the first episode is coming up. I think it's April 7th is the first episode of the new series.
Mark your calendars.
And the funny thing is the first episode, it's about Lisa Whelchall, who was in Facts of Life, goes around to people's houses and they have collections of various things, whether it's Star Wars stuff or whatever, or yo-yos or whatever. And ironically, the first episode of the new series, she goes around to Bob Bowden's house, and Bob Bowden is a producer who I know, but he's a game show fanatic. So on the 7th, I believe the first episode is that they're at Bob's house, and he has this collection of all this game show memorabilia, like the podium from the Family Feud and all these different things, and he talks through all his collection, and they go about what it's worth and all this sort of shit. Later in the series, they go to
drum roll.
Later in the series, they go to a house in Oklahoma. Where a guy called David has, and I told you last week I went to Oklahoma, and this is why. He has a collection of Dallas merchandise, and you wouldn't believe how much crap they sold on Dallas. It was like, put a Stetson on it and sell it.
Yeah, I could.
And they sold so much stuff, but this guy has a massive, massive, massive collection of Dallas merch. And I got asked to go down as the expert.
The expert.
the Dallas expert.
I love it.
So I had to go to Oklahoma, and I go to this house, and I have to stand there and look at all this tat, basically.
Did you say, do you have to pretend it was good? Did you
well,
say,
I mean, it's got a value. It's like, as much as I'm kind of like, I have a silly Dallas obsession, I have no real, I don't know.
Do they know this?
Well, I had to explain all this, but I have to go. But anyway, he's got a very impressive collection, and we had to go through the thing, and then
Do we know when it goes out, babe?
I don't know when it goes out. Don't know. We've not been told yet.
Okay.
It's later on in the series, but we don't know when. But there's like 20-something episodes in the series, so it could be anywhere from April 7th or the next 20 weeks that follow.
Don't worry, we'll know. We'll find out when it is, and we'll let everybody know on here. But we did get. Sure.
But to kind of make our episode stand out, we got Charlene Tilton, who was in Dallas, Lucy Ewing.
Oh, well, they're going to bring that one up.
Yeah,
so
we don't know if we saved the best till last, or just throw us in the middle. I don't know.
No,
I don't know if we are the
best
yet. I'm not seeing it, but It's
weren't
but it was fun to do. I hate seeing myself on TV, but it was fun to do.
I will
And
be
it's always fun
posting a lot about
It was always
this.
fun to hang out with Charlene. Charlene is a pistol, and she's a friend, and she's lovely, and she was a lot of fun to have there. So that was good. We went out for dinner the night before, and then we shot the thing, and it was just fun and silly. But
So a lovely couple of days, really, babe, and you get paid and you're working. Nice.
paid.
Didn't
Did I tell you what they paid me?
No, what did they pay?
Oh, yeah. Anyway. It didn't cover my part.
So you did it for kind. Did they at least give you the flight and a
They
hotel?
paid for the flight, but I left
there
my
you go.
car at Burbank
Free
Airport.
holiday.
I left my car at Burbank Airport and for the overnight, and it
Cost
didn't
more.
and it didn't cover the. My pay didn't cover the parking. But you know, such is life.
Such is life,
Such is
babe.
life. That's what
Such
it
is
takes to
life.
appear on TV. But yeah, I don't really like being on TV, but it was fun. But it's fun.
That's why you do a podcast, babe.
Yeah, exactly.
We go to movies next, which I went and saw Marc by Sofia,
Okay.
which is directed by Sofia Coppola, and it is about Marc Jacobs, the fashion designer. It is brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And can I just say, he felt like he was my twin, like my soul twin or something. Everything that he loved, I loved. Oh, and going back to last week, he threw Liza in there, threw Cabaret, Bob Fosse, bloody Barbara Streisand, Yves Saint Laurent 1971 collection, the Scandalous collection, which I'm going to buy the book now because it just reminded me about everything about that. Everything this man loved, I loved. So brilliant. Please go and see it. Marc by Sofia.
Didn't you once have to work with Sofia Coppola for something?
No, I didn't work with Sofia. I worked with her. Is it her niece?
What was the thing we did on Stage 36?
Yeah,
There was a music video or
It was a
something?
music video with Gia.
And
Worked
Francis
on
Ford Coppola once came into the Dance with the Stars
There
booth
you
and watched
go.
an episode of Taping, Back to Dancing.
Francis
Why did
Ford
they were
Coppola.
doing something and he came in to observe, didn't he?
He came to observe because he was going to be doing a concert with a very famous person.
Okay.
And he wanted to observe that. Yeah.
Okay.
And he was fantastic and fabulous, and he sent me an email after. And I have that email in a frame. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Kate,
Yes?
pull a card.
I think I will pull a card.
I think it's that time.
I think it is that time. Let's see. Oh! We've gone back to week 1. We've gone back to the source.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The source.
We've gone back to the source, which is basically, as I said on week 1, it's the best card of the pack.
Explain again why.
You go back to the source, and the source is where all your energy is. It's where everything comes from. You know when you feel like, going back to the 2 weeks ago, when you feel like you're in the flow, when you feel like everything is happening for a reason and it's the right thing to do. You're in your flow, but you're at the source. Whenever
Okay.
you feel lost or you feel like you need help with even something simple as should I do this or should I do that, if you sit down, you breathe, just kind of don't think of anything, just try and focus on a noise or a hum or a meditation or even an om, you can do that. Your body will naturally go back to its source and ask the question there and you'll get an answer. You'll feel it in your stomach, you'll feel it in your gut. Always go back to the source. So this week, everyone, just go back to step 1. Step 1 of life, go back to your source. Boom, done.
Nice.
So who made the gem cuts?
Who made the
Gems.
gem cuts?
Oh, my
Ah,
car. Delilah made the
Delilah?
gem cut. We'll be linking her on there straight away. Link her, boom.
Ab
Fab. Got made the gem cut, for sure. Marc by Sofia, which I just talked about,
Yep,
the
yep.
movie. They've definitely 100% made the gem cut. Anybody who went to the No Kings rally
yep.
made the gem cut. Anyone who didn't go, make the It's a Shame, Let's Do Better on the next one, which will probably be in the summer now, I should think. I think they do them like 4 times a year.
Right.
So let's do better. I don't think the moon makes the gem cut.
The moon don't, because we're not sure whether that seems to be.
And we don't want to look
Don't think
like
it's
we've got
bogus,
egg on
but
our face.
but they're kind of setting themselves up
They're
for
setting
question,
themselves up
for
something.
distrust.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very weird.
The Oscars
Absolutely
moving, that's definitely not a gem cut, because that
Yeah.
was a balls up on full scale when they built that theatre, and it was inevitable that they were going to move it.
And the major gem cut of the week, somebody who's going to be on something.
Oh,
Very
well, that'll
soon.
be
Huh?
on Collector's Call.
The expert.
Yeah,
That's
not
what I'm
yet.
calling you from now on.
Not
the
yet.
expert.
The
I used to
expert.
call you the cooler because when we went to Vegas once, do you remember? And I was
Yeah,
winning.
yeah.
I had a pile of chips like
Pile of
this.
chips? It
I
must
had
have
a
been 4.
pile of chips. I was winning. And then he sidled up next to me, sat down and said, oh, can I take a few chips? Oh. And I said, yes, babe. Here. I turned round like that, chatting to someone, turned back. There was no pile anymore. You'd lost everything.
You do tell this story
cooler.
every time we hear
No, that's it. That's the
well,
story.
It gets more elaborate every
It's
time.
not
so-
how's that elaborate? You sat down, my money
You had
disappeared.
like 3 chips.
Like a magic
You had
act.
3 chips and lost them, and apparently it's my
3
fault.
chips. I had a pile of chips. Everybody was round the table cheering me on like you see in the movies. Yeah, look at this
Yeah,
girl.
oh my
She's just
God, you
winning everything.
Yeah. What a load of horse shit. All right, is there anything else?
Subscribers, baby,
So
love to do this
we,
bit.
thank you for listening.
Yes.
And we're very happy to have all these numbers coming in. And we don't really know how many people listen, so we presume it's millions. 'Cause we
Millions.
just don't know.
Millions.
So we're presuming it's millions. We're not sure, but we think it must be.
It must be.
But if you could
We said
like
it
and
must
subscribe, send in your email, send in your messages. Very much appreciate it.
And
see
see
you
you
next
next
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Thank you.